Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating digital phenomenon. We're looking at an explainer on a creator that just absolutely refuses to be put into a box. You know, if you've been on the hunt for a channel that pushes the boundaries of multiple mediums all at once, you've probably stumbled across Godslayer. And let me tell you, we aren't just looking at a standard channel today. Oh no, we are looking at a full-blown onslaught. Godslayer operates as this relentless, high-octane digital content machine. From pumping out music to viral educational to some seriously cutting-edge visual generation and even raw gaming, this whole archive is just built for maximum sensory impact. Okay, let's dive into this. 10. Just the number 10. That number right there is literally the heartbeat of the entire Godslayer machine. Their most aggressive and probably most defining commitment to you, the audience, is dropping a brand new, high-intensity, original music release every single 10 days. I mean, think about the sheer creative stamina that takes. In an era where creators are constantly burning out or, taking months between drops, Godslayer has built this foundational promise of absolute consistency. They're feeding the algorithm and us with original tracks on this rigorous, almost militant schedule. It's wild.
But what's really wild is what they're actually dropping. When you look at Godslayer's musical output, you get this massive genre whiplash. It's a fascinating split personality. On one side, you've got the EDM and pop division. Think super high-energy dance floor beats, melodic synthwave, and that really atmospheric dark pop stuff. But then, it pivots, and I mean sharply. The core of the channel just plunges straight into the visceral, uncompromising world of heavy and death metal. Honestly, it's a brilliant strategy. It caters to two completely different emotional states, euphoria and pure aggression, all under one banner, totally defying the usual YouTube logic of niching down. To really wrap your head around the electronic side, you just have to look at the track titles. Take Unseen Flesh of Ecstasy, for example. Striking, right? It perfectly captures how the channel delivers these modern pop influences, but wrapped up in this slightly dark, almost ethereal package. Tracks like this one, or others in the archive like Velvet Page and Sugar Rush Serenade, they're designed as atmospheric electronic soundscapes. They're built entirely on melodic synth textures, aimed squarely at giving maximum sensory impact for listeners who just want to get lost in a vibrant neon-soaked haze.
And this brilliantly illustrates the absolute flip side of that coin. Welcome to the Heavy Metal Archive. Titles like The Pale Blood's Visceral Omen, which, by the way, is a fantastic nod to deep lore from games like Bloodborne, really showcase the brutal, atmospheric dread defining their metal output. I mean, they are absolutely not holding back here. With tracks literally called Sphincter of Stone or This Vermin of Truth Consumed, the metal side is raw, it's aggressive, and it is incredibly dark. It perfectly balances out that sparkling pop side with just pure, unfiltered alternative and death metal.
But Godslayer isn't just a music studio. We are moving into Section 2, AI Edutainment, focusing on bizarre science and unexplained history.
This arm of their empire is all about fast-paced, highly viral shorts engineered to hook you in 3 seconds flat. Just look at the massive scope of what they aggressively churn through here. Unexplained historical events, mind-blowing science facts, global legends and myths, space and exploration anomalies. They aren't giving you boring textbook stuff. They're curating the absolute strangest anomalies of our world and packaging them into these highly digestible staccato content bursts with slick AI-driven presentation. Their core mantra for this edutainment brand is honestly brilliant. They literally say, if it sounds fake but it's actually real, we're covering it here. And I mean, isn't that exactly what we all want from the internet? They scour the globe for the most unbelievable true stories. You know, the kind of things that make you instantly open a new tab to fact-check them because they just sound way too outlandish to exist in reality?
To ground this whole bizarre concept in reality, let's look at what they actually cover. Take the Gates of Hellfire pit in Turkmenistan. This is a real crater that has literally been burning non-stop since 1971. Insane, right? Or how about their coverage of radioactive boars roaming the abandoned zones of Japan? Or hackers stealing $600 million using just 12 lines of code. These are real, shocking events pulled straight from their archive, basically proving that reality is, for sure, way stranger than fiction.
And then they lean heavily into the dark, terrifying edge of the natural world. Picture this: the shadow that breathes. Siberian tigers hunt humans in complete silence. It's punchy, it's intense, and it immediately hits you with this sense of dread and total fascination. They aren't just serving up a standard nature doc. They are delivering a horror story where the monster is 100% real, weighs hundreds of pounds, and literally doesn't make a sound. Terrifying.
Now let's shift gears from viral facts to unadulterated visuals with our next section, synthetic motion, exploring the limit of visual generation.
This right here is Godslayer's playground for high-fidelity AI-generated motion sequences. And this isn't just about rendering a pretty picture, guys. This is an archive built purely for visual shock and awe. The themes range from hyper-real distortions to entirely surreal landscapes. If you check out their playlist, you'll see a massive emphasis on dark fantasy. Specifically, there are these amazing, highly detailed AI-generated tributes to Kentaro Miura's masterpiece, Berserk. We're talking hyper-detailed clips of guts in the Berserker armor, mind-bending physics simulations. It's a totally mesmerizing, hypnotic collection meant to loop seamlessly right alongside their electronic and metal tracks.
Case in point, we have slow motion pigment sphere shatters. I mean, you can practically see it in your mind's eye just from hearing the title, right? It perfectly illustrates the visceral, super satisfying, and absolute extremes of their synthetic visual experiments. This is content designed purely to scratch that weird itch in your brain, combining physics, satisfying destruction, and high-definition clarity into one short, punchy clip. So, the crucial point is, what happens when the music stops? What happens when we strip away the AI, remove the generated visuals, cut the carefully curated synth beats, and silence the narrated edutainment? Where exactly does Godslayer Channel go when it wants to strip everything all the way back to reality?
It goes right here. The Combat Archive. Raw gameplay.
This is a pure, unfiltered arena completely devoid of fluff, no flashy editing, and entirely devoid of commentary. After all the intense sensory overload from the rest of the channel, this specific collection is dedicated solely to flawless mechanical combat execution. Just look at the heavyweight titles featured in this relentless archive: God of War, The Witcher, Dark Souls, Overwatch, Batman Arkham Knight. Guys, these are not cozy farming simulators. These are games that demand absolute precision, perfect timing, and total mastery. By curating encounters from these specific titles, Godslayer demonstrates a massive breadth of gameplay expertise across drastically different combat systems.
Their uncompromising approach is captured perfectly in their motto: no fluff, no commentary, just pure execution. In a YouTube landscape that is completely saturated with over-the-top reactions and endless talking heads, there is something incredibly refreshing and honestly pretty intense about a playlist that just says, watch the mechanics, watch the skill. It is all about respecting the grind and conquering the game's toughest challenges in total silence.
And that brings us to this blunt, heavy-hitting tagline: witness the grind. It absolutely cements the relentless tone, not just of the Combat Archive, but of the entire channel. Whether it's producing a brand new music track every 10 days, generating hyper-real physics simulations, hunting down the world's most bizarre true facts, or flawlessly executing a Dark Souls boss without taking a hit, Godslayer is defined by an absolute, unyielding grind. This is exactly what makes their strategy so fascinating in today's creator economy. They aren't playing the niche game at all. They are dominating across multiple, massive, highly demanding formats simultaneously. Which leaves us with one final thought to close out this explainer. We have seen the EDM highs and the death metal lows. We've seen the bizarre reality of burning craters, the hyper-reality of synthetic motion, and we've witnessed the raw execution of the combat arena. So I just have to ask you, are you ready to step into the archive and face the onslaught for yourself? Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.